Yeah, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode to the Galaxy Pod. Back at it again to discuss these Golden State Warriors, man. I know it's been a while since I've been on here to strictly just discuss the Warriors. I've been linking up with my guy Scotty. We've been talking about, all things NBA, but here today to discuss these Warriors and free topics like can they turn this season around, and with the trade deadline less than 20 days away, can the free trades help this team playoffs and win the championship? So with that being said, let's jump right into it. So first thing I'm going to discuss here is can the Golden State Warriors turn their season around? It's a huge task at hand for sure, but I feel like it's something that can happen. I'm going to dive into a few of the Warriors' current ranks, where they rank it. So at points per game, they rank 13. That's pretty solid, I'd say, because it's in line with the likes of the Phoenix Suns, the Atlanta Hawks, and the Sacramento Kings, which is why I say it's solid because with the Suns, they still like figuring things out. They like a top 10 team in the West. I think they like the ninth seed or something like that. And then with the Hawks, they're not really an elite team, but they a solid team as well. I think they like in the ninth and 10th seed, or 10th seed as well in the Eastern Conference. And then the Sacramento Kings, I think they like the sixth seed. So overall, you mix those teams up. I just say solid. We're not too far away from those guys as far as like the production that we put out there each and every night. Giving out 117 points per game, really not bad if you look at the circumstances we've been dealing with this season. Guys in not the lineup, different combinations, things like that. So, yeah, I say that's solid. Definitely could be better though. Defensively though, we rank 25th. We give up 118 points per game. That is horrible. That's with the likes of the Indiana Pacers and the Atlanta Hawks. But with the Pacers, they got the number one offense in the league. So, but defensively, they give up a lot of points. So we with the likes of those teams, we're just terrible, and we want to contend for a title, let alone being a play-in or make the playoffs. We definitely have to be better for sure. And net rating, we rank 18, and we give out a negative 1.0. We in the lines with teams like the Lakers, the Jazz, and the Bulls. That's bad. Yeah. So far, you just think we like what 40 games in, and those last two things to me stands out. Like we have to be better in those departments. Like to me, defense wins championships, and for us to rank that bad, man, it's just terrible. We got to get our act together for sure. And a few more ranks. Field goal percentage, we rank 22nd. It's terrible, man. We don't get too many easy looks at the rim, I say. Or basically, like when you look at this team, we don't have many athletes. I mean, think of Jonathan Kaminga, Andrew Wiggins, Gary Payton, the Rook, Trace Jackson Davis. Other than that, this team is not athletic. So that is terrible, though. To rank 22nd. 3-point field goal slash attempts, we rank fourth. That's pretty good. We're 3-point shooting team, so at least we got that to play in our favor. Offensive rebound, we rank third. Defensive rebound, well, let's just say overall rebound, we rank fourth. So this is pretty good as well. Assists, we rank six. That's good. Here's where things get once again bad. Steals per game, we rank 27. Blocks per game, we rank 29. Turnovers per game, we rank 23rd. We're producing around 14.6 turnovers per game. That's terrible, man. And personal fouls, we rank 25th in the league. So, yeah, terrible as well. So, just when you look at those, it's just been a bad season overall. We could combine everything together. Because we go back to our championship year when we won a few seasons ago. We had the 17 best offense, generating around 112.5 points per game. We was number one in defense, only giving up 106 points per game. We had the fifth best net rating at 5.6. We ranked fourth in steals, and we ranked 10th in field goals. As I mentioned, this season we ranked 22nd. So yeah, man, we got a lot of work to do, and I don't think that this season, and no matter who we get, it just want to change it. In my opinion, I just don't. There's not a guy out there. Well, I don't think that there's just trades out there that can just help this team. It's just not going to happen. But yeah, they're just some free ranks. So yeah, but moving on to the next topic. Less than 20 days away from the trade deadline, and the expectation is that everyone is available for trade aside Stephen Curry via Adrian Wojnarowski. So with that being said, with the trade deadline approaching, the free targets I would like to have. Before I get to that, I'm going to point out some key things I feel like that we should look to upgrade it or just basically go out there and get that we don't have. And let's just start off with number one, POA, meaning that point of attack, we need a guy to guard that. So for us, Wiggs is our guy, but overall, man, this season has been bad for Wiggs. Even though I give him his props on defense, him struggling on offense. He still has been providing defensively. So I'm not going to knock that from him. It's just that he hasn't been providing to the championship level that we know that he can, provide it from a few seasons ago, to be more exact. So yeah, we can look to upgrade that position. I mean, not position. We can look to upgrade for a guy to guard ball better, or even if like necessarily not even just trading Wiggs out, just getting another guy who can guard point of attack, alongside him. That would be cool. So I say POA for sure, and I say positional size slash vertical spacing. I say we desperately need that because we're just too small, man. There's no way to overlook that. Like we're running lineups with Chris Paul out there, with Steph, Pods, the Rook, Clay at the four, like Dario at the five, Trace at the five, Looney. Yeah, however you want to look at it, we're just too small, man. So I would like for us to get some size and some positions and bring some vertical spacing, some guys who can, catch lobs and, put pressure at the rim, things like that. Help us get, I wouldn't necessarily say get easier looks, but help us finish in the paint. Maybe our field goal percentage can go up, which I know it will. So yeah, positional size and vertical space for sure. Third, I say a rim protector. When we look at this team, we don't have a rim protector besides the Rook, Trace Jackson Davis, and keyword he's a rookie, so he's not going to make that much of an impact like this. So we need to go out there and get a seasoned rim protector, a vet, to be more exact, a guy who got some years under his belt, who can help anchor this defense at an elite level, so compete for a championship for sure. And I say fourth, a big guard. When you look at the likes of a Malcolm Brogdon, those or Markel Fultz, those type of guys who can come in and provide energy and score, play make, whatever you need from them. They provide size and things like that. So when you look at guys like that, I feel like they can help this team for sure. And lastly, front court scoring. Like when you look at this team with Draymond alone as our starters, offensively, it's just tough, man. None of those guys are like offensive threats. They can't go out there and get their own bucket. So yeah, those are the top five things I say this team desperately needs to address at the trade deadline. And with that being said, we could dive into some names I feel like who can help those problems, or at least try to help. So that being said, number one, Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma is a power forward. Go by what 6'9". He got some size to him. Kuz is a terrific rebounder. On defense, he's not the best defender, but he can slide his feet. Um, Offensively, he can score. He's averaging like 21 points per game. As I mentioned, good rebounding. His playmaking has took a leap this year, though, for sure. I think he had like early in the season, he had like multiple games of like 10 plus assists, if I'm not mistaken. But he's been playmaking well this year, and he plays good without the ball for sure. So you fit in a guy like that into this system, I feel like it should definitely work out. He provides front court scoring and his size, as I mentioned. So yeah, And he got a few more guys, so I'd be interested in if we could potentially like do a deal, get put together a package, and that's Daniel Gafford and Tyus Jones. With Gafford, he's 6'10". He can provide rim protection, vertical spacing. He's provide some size, lob threat. So a guy like him would help this team for sure. And with Tyus Jones, him being a backup point guard for this team, replacing Chris Paul would be nice too. He's an excellent playmaker. He can shoot the ball pretty well. And he's just one of those guys who just know how to win and barely turns the ball over. So a guy like him on this team would help for sure. And his IQ is very high. So yeah, those three guys, in my opinion, would definitely help. So on the Warriors, I'm definitely hitting the Wizards up and see what we need to do to get those guys for sure. Secondly, Jeremy Grant with the Portland Trailblazers. He's a guy to me can fit this team for sure. He's a pretty good weak side rim protector. He can help in that aspect. He provides size. I think he go by 6'8", 230 or something like that. He can shoot the ball pretty well. I think he's shooting along the lines with 40% from 3-point range. He's averaging 20, so that's front court scoring right there. And his rebounding numbers isn't necessarily impressive. I think he's on the average 3 or 4, but I feel like he can provide us 4 to 5 a game, which is really not bad. So I'd take it. His contract, by the way, is kind of tricky. He just got paid this past offseason. So and he's about to be 30, and I think he got 4 more years left on his deal. So you have to be very careful with a guy like Jeremy Grant. You don't necessarily know if he's going to progress or get worse. So however you want to look at it. So yeah, but a guy like him would definitely help more than hurt for sure. So yeah, Jeremy Grant is a guy I would keep my eyes on. Alongside, you got 2 more teammates over there who I would definitely be interested in. And let's start off with one, and that's Malcolm Brogdon. He's a guy who's 6'5". He can provide size at that point guard position. He can score for sure. A good leader, good playmaker. Defensively, he's solid, I say. So yeah, he's a guy that we should definitely look to get alongside Matisse Thybulle. An elite defender, can guard point of attack very well. He's impressed me this season for sure. He's shooting the ball close to 40%, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, he can knock down open shots, and he's athletic. He can play pretty well without the ball cutting to the rim and things like that. So yeah, a guy like him alongside Brogdon and Grant would help this team for sure. So as I mentioned with the Wizards, if I'm the Warriors, man, I'm hitting the Trailblazers up and see what we can get for sure. So yeah, those 3 names from the Trailblazers. Another name on the list is Dennis Schroeder. Dennis, to me, would be so perfect for this team with the way we like to play, getting up and down the court. He fits this team for sure. Him coming off the bench would be huge for us. He can guard ball, play make, he can score. He hits a lot of tough shots, things like that. So, yeah, I would like to have him on this team. 2 more of his teammates I'd be interested in acquiring as well is Jakob Poeltl and Chris Boucher. But Jakob, he can provide rim protection. He's a guy who can score. So that provides front court scoring. He can rebound pretty well. Yeah, I'd like to have him on the team. With Chris Boucher, he's a guy who can rebound and somewhat score like that. He can block shots, even though his numbers have fallen off over the past couple of years, but he still can provide, rim protection. So, and he 6'9". So, yeah, those 3 guys for sure will help. And moving on to another guy who I feel like will help this team, Dorian Finney-Smith with the Brooklyn Nets. He's a guy to me, go small. He could definitely unlock this team for sure. Him at the 4 and Draymond at the 5. If we were able to keep Wiggins for sure, I like that. I like them chances for sure because Dodo, he's so tough. He can knock down open shots. He can guard ball. He can rebound pretty well. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind having a guy like that on this team. And 3 more guys I got on my list is Markelle Fultz, Wendell Carter Jr. with the Magic. I feel like we could make a deal with the Magic. Those 2 guys would help Wendell Carter, he provides front court score. He can rebound, solid playmaker, and he can shoot the ball as well, so he can stretch the floor for sure. And Markelle Fultz, as I mentioned earlier, he got size. He's a good playmaker. He can score. So having both of those guys on this team definitely will help for sure. And lastly, with the Utah Jazz, we got John Collins and Tyler Horton-Tucker. With Collins, he can also provide front court scoring. He's a live threat, can provide vertical spacing, solid rebound as well, and solid shot blocker. So, yeah, alongside Tyler Horton-Tucker, got size, can play that PG, play make, and some will score. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind having those two guys on the team. And last, I say we should look to acquire some draft picks because, from my understanding, we don't have any going into this upcoming NBA draft. So we should definitely look to move some pieces around to get some picks because you never know what gems might be around. And we can grab them up for free. So whether it be first round, second round, however you want to look at it. But those are some names that I would keep my eyes on and try to make deals for on the Warriors around trade deadline. So in saying that, you would have to definitely give up some guys. So my top 5 names that I'll be putting on the block and including in these trade packages is number 1, Andrew Wiggins. As I mentioned earlier, Wiggs is probably still one of our best defenders on this team. So no knock there, but offensively, man, he just I don't know, it's tough for him. Even though I know that he, somewhat still dealing with recovering from it, an injury he had last season. I respect that. But it's gonna be tough to win if he's just not providing us some along the lines of like 17 points per game, 18. It's just going to be tough for sure. But he's giving us like 11 points. That's bad for a guy like him, especially when you know what he can provide to this team. But yeah, we should explore options to try to trade him. But I feel like it's just time for a new start for Wiggs anyway, if I'm being honest. Just a new environment may help him get over this. So yeah, see what we can get for Wiggs, man. Forever grateful for his contributions and when we won the championship that year. So never taking that for granted. He still got value to a certain extent, but it's just been rough for him so far this season. Andrew Wiggins is number 1, number 2, CP3. This is a knocking Chris Paul. He's been, in my opinion, arguably our second best player all season. Like, you can say I'm trolling and different things like that, but this man has been a professional. He's been a leader. He's been willing us to, somewhat of wins. He's been, just holding this team together when we need a guy like him too, holding that second unit together, stepping in the first unit, holding things together. And it sucks for a guy like Chris Paul who's about to enter. He's about to turn 40 soon. And in my opinion, he was just starting to figure things out. He just started hooping. His shots started falling and different things like that. And then he just gets injured. It's a tough sight to see for sure. But it just long term, I don't see Chris Paul like the way we like to play, like the way he like to play, it's just not going to work, man. It's not like we this team who like to push the pace and different things like that. Whereas it to Chris, he like to, slow things down. And we're being honest, Chris Paul may be like the last breed of old school type of point guards in this league, man. And that's a lot. So yeah, and then just the way this roster constructed, it just makes sense in my opinion to move him. So Wiggs and CP3. Third, my guy Moses Moody. With Moses, it's not even the fact that he's been playing bad. It's just that inconsistent minutes for him. I want to see this guy get consistent minutes somewhere else to where he can blossom into an amazing NBA player that I know he can be. But they're going to say, Warriors, if Steve Kerr don't, change some things, then it's never going to happen. Moses, man, I always get his dude praise because he's just solid. No matter what, every time he step on the court, he's going to be solid. So, and you don't come across too many guys in this league like that. So, with Moses, I feel like a change of scenery for him will help him for sure. Because with Steve Kerr, I don't know, man. He just don't get the guy enough consistent minutes for me. Because I know the talent is there, and I know he can help us win games, but obviously Steve Kerr don't necessarily see that. So, yeah. Moody. Secondly, got to go with Kevon Looney. Don't knock on Looney. I always give him the praise, too. I always give him the ultimate praise. Mr. Reliable, he's going to play all 82 games, and he's going to provide you with, winning plays, hustle, setting great screens, just being overall a good guy on the court. So, but I just think it's maybe time to move on for him, because with Loon, it's tricky, especially from a contract standpoint. Like, you can carve out a new role for him. They're big, but I don't know, man. It's just tough. But if we keep him, I wouldn't be mad, because I still got a lot of love for Loon and what he provides to his team. So, yeah, keeping him won't be the worst thing, but you still want to explore your options for him for sure. Yeah, last I got to go with GP2, Young Glove. With GP, man, he just can't stay healthy. Like, can't stay healthy. And for this Warriors team, like, bro, we are already old as hell, and we just can't afford too many injuries. And that's what's been going on with GP2. So those 5 names for sure. Look to try to move those guys if you can. If not, then this season's F, bro. No other way to look at, bro. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, the Warriors got tough decisions to be made. They can either do it at the trade deadline, or they can let it linger on to the offseason. But if I'm the GM, if I'm the owner of the team, I'm gonna meet up with Steph Curry and be like, look, which direction you want to head in? Want to break up the core of you, Clay, and Draymond, or you want to stick it out? It's up to you. But if you're gonna stick it out, you're not gonna win another title again, bro. The writing is on the wall for this core. I think we may have maxed it out. 4 championships is not bad in 8 years. For this core, just age, you're getting older, bro. Like, all good things have to come to an end. So another good thing can happen. So we should definitely have open ears. I know Clay and Dre are guys, but if you want to compete for another championship, it may be best to try to retool this roster around him and just clean house. Even if that means getting rid of Steve Kerr, you got to do what you got to do. But tough decisions ought to be made this offseason for sure. I mean, no doubt about it. No other way to look at that, man. Because we 40 games in, and even if you keep the same team past the trade deadline, like Steph said it best, that's the definition of insanity, right? Which it is. So, yeah, the Warriors, you got to explore all options for sure. But that being said, man, appreciate y'all for tapping in as always. We back at it. Discuss these Warriors. If you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button, like the video, and as always, comment something positive. With that being said,